This is Peace, Love, and Hip Hop. The homie Matt here.
A-Bez with the homie Matt.
All right, so we're just gonna get right into it because this is obviously a huge story in hip hop for this week, pretty much. It's still unfolding. It's in the process. You want to go ahead and introduce it?
Yeah. So, as y'all have heard, we've got Pusha T, we got Drake, and we got a whole lot of beef between them. So, Pusha T released his album Daytona, which dropped on Friday, and on one of the tracks, he has a line that references Nas writing, but also Quentin Miller, and talking about Drake's ghostwriter, Quentin Miller, throwing a for sure right hook at Drake. And on the track before, he even names the track What Would Meek Do? And in the song, he talks about how, what would he do in the battle? Oh, what would Meek do? Like, he'd pull up, you know? Mm-hmm. So then Drake hears this, hears a Quentin Miller jab, and he goes, okay, you're not going to get away from this. And then he goes and drops Duppy, which is, I don't know what Duppy stands for, but Duppy is a freestyle diss at Pusha T. And you know what? For Drake, I was like, this is a pretty good diss track.
So we're gonna break this down, but we'll do Duppy first, and then we'll do Pusha's diss next. So
for sure,
Duppy freestyle. First of all, your impressions of it. How'd you like it?
Honestly, when I heard it, I was pretty shocked. I was like, damn, like Drake actually flowed well, and he actually threw some heat at him.
Yeah,
you know, like for a diss track, it was pretty on point.
No, I agree for sure. And one of the things I liked right off the bat, he doesn't diss Pusha T right away. He disses Kanye West right away.
Oh, yeah.
One of Pusha T's successors. I thought it was really interesting to take shots at Kanye. I was not expecting that. I didn't think Drake and Kanye would, be two in the beefs together, but Kanye's in there now.
Yeah.
I really doubt Kanye will respond, but,
Yeah, he was on the What Would Meek Do track, so I feel like Drake was like, okay, you're in on this too. It's crazy, he references the making the beats part, but it's also crazy, on Instagram, Drake posted a picture of an invoice from... and I saw that. Oh my god. I saw that before I heard the song.
I did too.
And I was like, wait, what are you doing? And then the song came out, and I was like, oh,
So basically, he said, it was Drake who tweeted it, right? He said, I should be getting the money for this.
Yeah.
So he tweeted saying that, I should be getting money for all the publicity I'm getting and all that. And so Pusha T basically says, well then, send me an invoice. So what does Drake do? He sends Pusha T an invoice for $100,000, and it was for, quote, promotional assistance in career reviving.
Damn, that's so cool.
Shit.
That's so cool, man.
I thought that was a great way to start everything off. But back to the Duppy freestyle. I like you were saying, I think Drake's flow on it, the delivery and all and whatnot, I liked it a lot. One of the quotes I liked from it, it says, y'all are the spitting image of whatever jealousy breeds. Drake just proved that he does not give a damn about any rapper coming at him. He'll say whatever he needs to say.
Yeah, that's gas.
You not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. He's saying, Pusha T, you suck. That's what he's saying. Those were hilarious.
I like how so that top 5 line comes from the Pusha song, and then Drake uses it in the rebuttal on the Duppy freestyle, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna use this exact line and just let it clown you instead of let it prove you right. One of the other lyrics I liked from Duppy was, the things I've done for him that I thought he would never need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. Woo. I pop style for 30 hours, then let him repeat.
Woo.
Man.
Is the heater on in here? It's hot.
Father stretched his hands and got it from me. He's using Kanye's own song names.
So, for those who don't know these references, Stretch My Hand and 30 Hours were songs on Kanye West's Life of Pablo album.
Yeah.
I did not know maybe I'm just clueless in this way, but I didn't know Drake had anything to do with those songs. I didn't know Drake had anything to do with Life of Pablo.
Yeah, I knew he was on 30 Hours from like a production like overseeing out standpoint, but man, that was gas.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, we're getting hella creative with the wordplay here. Yeah. You know, like this is pretty well thought.
And as we thought, okay, Drake just did a duppy freestyle, goes at Pusha T. What's Pusha T gonna do? We were anticipating. Boom! Pusha T puts out the story of Adidon. I might say that wrong, but I think it's Adidon. He uses the story of OJ from Jay-Z's 444 album. I love that beat, by the way. It's like one of the most cleanest beats ever.
Hell yeah.
But not only does he release this diss track to Drake, but he also puts, for the cover art, Drake in blackface, which is, well, we just learned a few minutes ago, a very, very real picture of Drake in blackface.
Degrassi.
Drake did clear the air, though, finally. I was after the song came out and I saw the picture, I was like, ooh, wow. Drake didn't say anything for, a day or two. I was like, oh, okay, you should probably address this. But he finally did a few hours ago. Pretty much just said that, yes, I was in blackface, but it was when I was an actor, trying to represent the way that we're trying to express ourselves, him and another actor, the use of how African Americans find it challenging to find certain roles for certain shows and movies. So the blackface thing had something to do with some artistic expression. Cool. Back to this freestyle, or the Pusha T, the story of Adidon. What'd you think of that one?
Man, I got like 2 text messages in all caps. And they were like, yo, you need to stop what you're doing and listen to this right
you texted me.
Exactly.
You sent me the link. You were like, listen to these in... I was on vacation, so I didn't really have access right away. But you were like, listen to these songs, chronological order. We're gonna talk about this.
Bro, honestly, because as soon as I heard it, like, my jaw dropped. Yeah. Like, I was driving home, and I literally, like, covered my mouth with my hand. I was like, that is insane. Like, he took it to a whole nother level.
So Drake, the duppy freestyle from Drake was your average diss song in the hip-hop community.
Yeah, today's average.
Pusha T was just disrespectful as fuck. Oh my, he called out
so bad.
He called out Drake for not being black enough, called out his father, his mom, his supposed baby mama, who...
That's interesting.
He basically called Drake a deadbeat father. He calls out Drake's producer, basically calling him an old ass. And, the main one was him being a ghostwriter, or Drake being a ghostwriter as well. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about him talking about 40? I feel like that's where everybody was like, bro, you crossed the line. Yeah. Because he straight up, because if you're not familiar, 40 has a disease called multiple sclerosis. Right? I think I pronounced the end wrong.
Yeah, you're good.
But he's had that for a while now. So it's like actually deteriorating his health, and like, like the longevity of his life, how long he's going to live is a serious question. And he was like 40 sick, like the way he put it though, he was like, oh man. Everybody was like, bro, it's real, and the diss just is 100% gas when everyone was like, bro, that was too far.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, damn, man, that's low-key too far.
So...
But, I'm eating that shit up.
I was going to ask you this. How far is too far in hip-hop beef? Did Pusha T go too far, or is Pusha T just being a hip-hop artist in a hip-hop beef?
I think he's being a hip-hop artist in a hip-hop beef. Pusha T... went to the extent... Pusha T's response reminded me of beefs back in the day.
Yeah.
Like real hip hop beefs. It was I don't have to beef you, I don't have to diss you, and like it'd be like that was a good diss, but like nothing really like hurtful, or like nothing that's like real. Like I feel like beefs back in the day are like, I don't give a fuck about you, I don't give a fuck about your family, your kids, your mom, It was like, I'll air out all your dirty laundry. And Pusha T was like, you know what, Drake? It's about time someone taught you a lesson.
Boom, you just hit I was going to say that. It's
about time.
I have so many questions I want to ask. Okay, but first of all, I don't think, from my standpoint, Pusha T went that far. He did go far, but he could have, said things worse. But No, he went far.
He went hella
far.
We're just not used to it today.
Yeah,
because we've kind of gotten like.
I just changed my. But yeah, he went far. But I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, me too. Hell yeah.
Like you were saying though, like he basically did what a lot of rappers wanted to do: put Drake in his place and call him out for the things that he should be called out for.
Real.
But so Drake's obviously this huge successful artist.
He's on the pinnacle right now.
He is. Yes, he's huge.
He's on the mountaintop.
Is there any beef, any artist, anything that can take Drake away from the top spot that he's in? Like, will this do anything to his career?
I honestly want to see how the baby mama drama plays out.
Yeah, yes, that was a very hard diss right there, but it's not proven yet.
That's true.
No one can say
That's
it's true, you know?
That's very true. But even if enough evidence comes out or enough people who are so quote-unquote credible come out saying stuff, I think that'll take a huge hit on his reputation because of the fact in so much of his past music he's referenced his dad not being there as like a huge issue in his life, you know, and how his mom has been like sick or like he's always had to look out for his mom and she's getting old. And then Pusha just flips that. He's like, oh, how are you going to make fun of... Because Drake also goes at Pusha T. He's like, oh, you're married and stuff. Like, Pusha's like, wait, how are you going to call me out for being married? You don't know what like a correct household, you know? Like,
yeah. You
don't know what like a right family is. You came from like a... I'm not trying to be a fucked up. You came from like a broken family situation,
yeah.
You feel me? Like, and he took that and he was like, you can't say anything to me, like... And he also was like, yeah, Drake, how are you going to say you're first, but you always say your mom ends up last?
Yeah, that was...
That hit, I was like, oh, damn.
I didn't recognize that bar until I like went back and listened again. I was like, oh, wait, what? Damn. He just called his mom out, too.
Exactly. He called like
him in a very
out.
subtle way, but like he still called his mom out.
He called him out for not taking care of his mom.
He called Drake out, mostly. But yeah, I don't... Because, you know, when Joe Budden and Drake beefed... Joe Budden, I mean, I kind of being biased because I'm a huge Joe Budden fan, rapper fan. But Joe Budden, he went bars on Drake. And Drake just didn't keep up. So, hip-hop rules, quote-unquote hip-hop rules, Drake lost that one. But then you have the Meek Mill beef. There's just so many beefs that Drake has been somewhat a part of, but like none of them have really deteriorated his career, you know? So that's why I'm asking, is there anyone or anything that can deter his career? I don't think so. I think this is gonna blow over in a week, 2 weeks, and that's that.
I think this is... If there is anything that could deteriorate his career, I think this would be the thing. Just because everybody's reaction has been like... Because I feel like Drake's kind of been on this untouchable pedestal, you know? Like, and then this was like, hold up, you're human, you know? Like, chill. But at the same time, it's like, part of me is like, are they beefing just because Kanye's got 5 albums coming out in a row and because Drake has a Scorpion album coming out?
You keep saying everything I want to say. Yeah. But no, I love it. I love it. So, is one of them, not Drake, but is Pusha or someone pushing the agenda of, hey, let's get our name out there? Pusha just had an album. Like you said, Drake's having an album. Kanye's having some albums. Everyone that's involved in this has something coming out or is a part of something coming out.
Yeah.
So that's when I was kind of skeptical. I was like, this seems... You know, in this day and age as well, like, that's all it is.
It's like getting being the headline.
Clout, yeah.
Being the headline, you know, being in the mainstream, like, thought process, right when your shit drops, just makes you hella more money.
But then at the same time, this has been going on for a while between the two of them. So, because this has been... Drake and Pusha have been beefing since 2011. Pusha kind of started it off when he subliminally took some jabs at Drake and Young Money in a couple songs. Drake then responded in 2013 on one of the first song on his Nothing Was the Same album, and kind of just gave some bars back to Pusha. And then in 2016, you know, 2013 to 2016 was kind of slow, but then 2016 came and Pusha and Drake released a couple more songs that took jabs at one another, and then it died down again. So now Pusha T brought it back. So it's like, this is kind of like an ongoing thing. So I don't know if it's going to just kind of die out and start up again, or just die out completely. But I'm curious to see how this is going to go. But out of these two songs, which one was the best song?
Oh, it's without a doubt.
But think of everything involved, not just the content, but everything involved. What was the better song? Don't let that change your answer if that's your answer. But I'm just saying, you gotta think about
I
everything.
put a little more thought to it. You know, I gotta reanalyze. I still have to say it's Story of Adon. I'm about to say Adonis, but that's the Drake child in question.
See.
Adidon. I'm tripping.
The content Pusha had was obviously way more out there than Drake.
Way more like, let me cut you open.
Exactly. Drake was more of like two sixth graders, fighting over a tetherball, kind of pushing each other. But Drake did have a really good flow. He had like, I feel like out of both of the songs, Drake had more of the delivery and flow to it. Pusha was more, he was just focused on getting what he wanted to get out there.
Yeah, it was definitely the exact same flow of Story of OJ.
He put, yeah, that's true.
Like it was like I feel like the flow in which he delivered was like exactly like Jay-Z's Story of OJ, but just with, let me insert all of this gas.
Yeah. And you could tell he's been saving that stuff up for a while.
Yeah,
he's been wanting to say something. No one makes a diss song like that and just
Let me tell you, after hearing that, I was like, Kanye for sure had like 10 people digging up research like 24 hours straight after the W dropped, or they've been like piling up this dirt on Drake for a minute.
So when did this one come out? The Pusha T Story of Adidon. That was on today's. So this came out Monday, was it?
It came out Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Came out yesterday.
Wait, no way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a reference SoundCloud right now.
It was yesterday, huh? Okay. Anyways, what does Drake do from here? Does Drake respond?
He has to,
or does he just leave it? Because people on that label, such as like Nicki Minaj, I shouldn't say like that label, but the group he's associated with, Nicki Minaj, for instance, people go at her all the time. She never says anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's more in her best interest to not respond because she has a way broader audience group that goes to like little kids.
But
Drake does too.
Drake with Joe Budden, Drake never responded to those.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So will he respond or does he not respond?
I feel like if I was in Drake's shoes, I would have to respond to save my reputation. Because if it was just at Duppy and over, it's like, all right, we're just pushing Drake higher up his pedestal at the top of the mountain. But Pusha T came for blood. Like Drake came to, all right, let me just air out this dude a little bit. Pusha T came to slit his throat. Like, straight up.
I definitely agree. I think Drake needs to put at least one more song out there. Yeah. Just to kind of, and if he does put out another one, he better go hard.
Oh yeah.
He can't just be doing what he did on, even though it's a good freestyle, Duppy freestyle. He needs to go harder on that, on the next one.
Yeah. And I kind of feel, part of me is like, damn, Duppy was actually hella hard. That's actually a hella good song. But then the Adidon came out and just fucking destroyed him. And what's also crazy about the story of Adidon, so Adidon is the name of Drake's shoe that's about to drop pretty soon. And the fact that Pusha T made his song a blackface of Drake as the album cover, when people look up Adidon, they're going to see a blackface picture of Drake. They're not going to see Drake's new shoe.
Oh my god.
It's like, these are like factors we don't even think of, you know?
Like, oh my god.
It's like he's just fucking up his scheme, right?
And Van Lathan, am I missing? Do you know who this guy is? Okay, I don't know who he is. But anyways, he said it's a verified account. I could sound really stupid right now. He might be like a huge part of either Drake or Pusha T's party or someone in the hip-hop world, but I've never heard of him. Anyways, he said, tweeted, have it on an incredibly good source that Drake is about to, quote, deal with the situation, end quote.
When was this?
This was 6 hours ago.
Oh, shit.
Let me just check my source real quick and see if anything has dropped.
It's like, oh shit, it dropped 10 minutes ago.
If it dropped, we're listening to it right now.
It's crazy that like in Story of Adidon, Pusha T references how Drake's half black, half white, and he's like, yeah, you've always had identity issues and and family issues. It's like, he's like, your hair. The line he uses like, you never wanted to grow a fro because your hair didn't nap enough. I thought that was funny as hell.
Yeah. Well, I just checked. Drake has not released anything yet. It's Wednesday, 9:49 at night. So
we gonna see.
Is Drake gonna release something by midnight? I don't know. Hopefully,
he might have to just drop it for the weekend.
Yeah,
or drop it tomorrow.
But going back to this whole beef thing, so this beef has really sparked the hip hop community of all ages, all different types of genres of hip hop. Do you think beef is good in hip hop still? Is it a good thing for hip hop?
Hell yeah. I think beef is good because it shows that it brings out the competitive aspect of hip hop that has pretty much been lost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even saying like everybody should disagree with each other, everybody should hate each other, but it's like hip hop was about battling, competing against each other, and this beef kind of brings back to it. It's like even though we're pretty much doing it on our own terms, it's not like a cipher and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how like what the lyrics of one song get brought in the Drake, like the lyrics in Infrared by Pusha T get brought into the Drake Duppy and are referenced just to flip it to clown him,
mm-hmm.
and the lyrics from Duppy are brought into Story Out of Dawn just to clown Drake back.
Yeah, I love it. I think beef in hip hop's excellent.
Hell yeah.
I mean, as non-positive as that sounds, it's positive for hip hop. But that kind of goes to what we were talking about before we started was the Lil Pump and J. Cole quote unquote feud. On the 25th, I believe, J. Cole released an interview that him and Lil Pump did. It didn't really get spread like I thought it would. Like, not a lot of publicity on the interview, because I thought it was a really important interview, and it was a really major thing for hip hop, for like two different types of hip hop to cross with each other. But it's just it's they had, I keep saying quote unquote beef, because when you listen to the interview, you find out there really wasn't a beef. There was more of just they both respected each other, and things just got mistranslated. One thing I learned, a huge thing I learned, was Lil Pump basically is just a troll, and he ran with the clout, and he even admitted it. He said, "My fans started just saying fuck J. Cole, and so I knew it was gonna be trendy, so I went with it." And J. Cole was like, "Look, like that's smart." Like he said, J. Cole literally said Lil Pump was smart, which I don't agree with if you watch the fucking interview, because Lil Pump says, "Yeah, okay, like the whole time." But anyways,
just ad-libs pretty much.
Yeah, J. Cole was saying like the way that Lil Pump has come up, and has been so successful in such a short amount of time, he has to know something, and he is smart in some way. But that has nothing to do with what I was talking about. But it just, Lil Pump and J. Cole, to be able to reconcile and be able to talk and sit with each other and get to know one another, just shows that like there's two different ways to handle beef in hip hop. Both ways are very constructive. Both ways are going to highlight the potential and the excellence of hip hop, and that's what I love about it.
Something I like about J. Cole and Lil Pump, like sitting down for an interview, is the fact that I feel like their interview and their beef isn't just like on like J. Cole versus Lil Pump. It's like, I feel like it's more of like traditional hip hop fans, like J. Cole and his fans, and like what people like normally characterize as hip hop, versus like the new age, like the new trap sound. It's like, and those fan bases clashing. Yeah, because like that's kind of showing their fan bases. It's like, I could still fuck with J. Cole and old school shit, like a traditional sound, but I could still like some new trap shit, and I don't have to be like one or the, it's like, you don't have to pick a side. Well, like, you can like everything. Yeah, no, J. Cole even addressed that in the interview. He said when he started first hearing this new wave of hip hop, he said he was scared. He's like, I don't know. The thing I fell in love with has changed. And I was like, damn, because like I could relate with that, because like I felt the same way, being more of an old school hip hop type fan, and then you hear this new wave and you're like, damn, like the thing I love is not going to be there anymore. Yeah. But then you start to realize like this is just another. J. Cole quoted
another branch of the tree of hip hop, and which is really true. And then he brought another good point. He said hip hop started out with the party scene.
That's real.
You know, it didn't get down to the lyrics and all that type, the deep content and all that until later on. When it first started out, it was just the fucking, you know, scratching and dancing, basically.
Yeah.
You know? And I guess true. And like, this is just a new addition of that. So, I mean, is like, you can kind of say hip hop's repeating itself in a way, you know, it's going back to where it started. Which is kind of true. That's a very long fucking shot of what I just said, but you understand what I'm saying. I still don't really like agree with the new sound of hip hop, like just the content and all that. But it was the interview basically assured me that the real hip hop is gonna stay, and new hip hop is gonna keep coming. But both can still be as relevant as the other.
Exactly, they can coexist.
I love that. Yeah,
it's like, as you were saying, like it's just hip hop kind of branching out, and it was like this repetitive cycle. At the same time, it's like hip hop has had so many transitional phases, and this is just a transitional phase that nobody really expected or nobody really like could have predicted coming. You know, so it's just another transition in hip hop's history.
Exactly.
Wait, closing note.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna backtrack here.
Okay.
Did Drake write Duppy? Because I heard it and I was like, I don't know.
How have we not talked about the ghostwriting thing? Okay, yeah, I was literally about to press stop on this recording, but no. Okay, go ahead. You go first. I want to see where you're going with this.
Okay, so I heard Duppy. I was like, damn, this is really good. I heard it a few more times. I was like, this is really good. I read the lyrics and I was like, this is too good. I was like, this is too good for Drake. Like, I feel like somebody wrote, like, obviously he was working with them, but like, there's like, all right, we need to hit this, this, and that. But I for sure feel, I'm like 80% sure somebody wrote that for him. I don't feel like he can hear his track on Friday and then release like a pop-in diss on Tuesday.
Does Drake have ghostwriters?
Yes, confirmed.
Yeah.
He didn't deny Quentin Miller did do anything. And there's reference tracks like out there. Like you can hear the reference tracks from Quentin Miller that Drake literally just sings on his own and it makes it his song.
I want to like Drake. I want to be a fan of Drake, but there's just this shit that happened, like the ghostwriting thing, that just stops it for me. And
yeah,
that's a very good thing you brought up, because I'm pretty certain, I'm in the 90 percentile certain that Pusha T writes his own stuff.
Yeah.
He's very... Yeah, okay. But you go to Drake, and there has been, since he's come out, a lot of skepticism of if he writes his own lyrics or not. So does it take credibility away from Drake? A little bit.
Oh yeah, it has to.
A little bit. And that's why I'm skeptical of saying, oh, Drake's going to win this one. Because, yeah, Drake's going to win this, but so is this guy and this guy and this guy and this, you know, all part of his team, you know?
Exactly. All 5 writers.
Yeah, so that's where I get kind of iffy with it.
But it's crazy, though, because you hear, like, how broad a variety of music he makes. Like, some songs come out, like, dance hall, like, some songs are, like, more R&B, and then you have, like, songs like Duppy, where it's like, oh, I'm just spitting bars at you. Mm-hmm. It's like, maybe I'm just trying too hard to discredit him, but it's like, to be able to write at a high level for all those different types of, like, genres or styles, it kind of seems like, not impossible, but you got to be, like, a musical genius.
Yeah, you have to be Eminem.
Yeah.
I don't know if I regret saying. I don't know. If
I get what you meant by that, but I can see how that gets twisted.
Yeah, but yeah, because anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, see, I don't know. I just want to. We need to hear Drake's response to this before.
Yeah,
exactly. We have to hear the response, and then we can kind of judge what we're saying now. So maybe we'll do like a episode 6.5, like a follow up.
Appreciate y'all tuning in to Peace, Love, and Hip Hop. For the homie A-Bez
and the homie Matt,
stay up,
stay lit,
and stay alive.